Hey y'all, Keto Nana here. It has been a long time since I have recorded, and I do apologize for that. Just last month, I celebrated my 18-month Keto-versary, um, and I had been thinking about doing another recording. I have a couple of ideas about other things I want to talk about, but what this 18-month Keto-versary sort of got me nostalgic thinking about the beginning, and I felt like it would be really helpful to share because I'm still learning stuff about keto and my body even 18 months later. So if you're over 50, and I don't even know if you have to be over 50, but if you are insulin resistant, which I am, it's going to be slow going. I had very good success, relatively speaking, 30 to 35 pounds in the first year, and then it's been not very much. I was actually doing a lot better when I was doing more fasting. I went from a size 14 where I was squeezed into a size 14 to a size 8 where things are feeling quite comfortable. But that is not my ultimate size. I'm only 4'11", 5 feet tall. I'm shrinking. I'm probably 4'10". I think that probably my good height weight ratio is probably somewhere around 110 pounds. So I still have a ways to go, and I think that would be about a size 4. I'm still very scale resistant, so I don't go on the scale. I'm just going by my clothes. 8s fit me nice. I'm happy where I'm at, but I'm not seeing any progress. So I started tracking again, and I realized that I had gone back to, while I was still keto, I had gone back to some bad habits, which was sort of snacking. I wasn't doing anything else but snacking on keto stuff, but I was having almonds throughout the day, and I wasn't even hungry. So if you hit a stall, and you're going to hit a stall, it's a good idea to shake things up. I think the body needs to have change fairly often, and so it's a really good idea to do something different. So either lengthen your extended fasting, if you're doing, and be real about like when you're not at your meal times, not snacking, but start tracking again. And that's how I realized when I started tracking, I realized I'm eating all the time, and I'm not even hungry. I'm just maybe bored, or I'm working and I'm like, I'd like something salty, and I'd have some salted almonds, or, my husband is big on low carb ice cream, and I would have some of that. And I'm like, I don't even eat it. I'm not even hungry. So I started tracking, realizing what I was doing, and that even with these keto friendly things, I was probably, pushing myself up more to the maintenance level of carbs or I was confusing my body so that it really never got deep into ketosis again. I had gotten it out probably when I was on vacation, and I never got back in. So tracking, if you hit a stall, track for a couple of days and see where it is, like what you're having, because we know, as people who have had chronic issues with losing weight, we know we do not really judge what we're eating very well. I remember thinking, back in the day, I was like, it's just a handful of animal crackers. But it was a handful like 5 times in a day. So it was a lot of animal crackers. Or, it's just, a baked potato, but it's a baked potato that had butter, and I was having bread and whatever, so start tracking for just a couple of days and be honest about it. Don't be like super good while you're tracking. Be like honest about, this is how I'm actually eating, and pay attention to it. Also, I've seriously gone back to OMAD, and so it was the tracking that made me realize that my extended fast used to be fabulous. I used to go 18, 20 hours before I was hungry. And then I found, like when I got into this, I guess fell off the wagon, I was eating all the time, still keto stuff, but, still low carb, I guess you could say. But so I wasn't feeling comfortable. I felt my 8s felt like they were getting a little tight. And so I'm going, that's the wrong direction that I'm going in. I don't want to be going up. I want to be going down. And I want to be able to have my 2-year Keto-versary saying, yay, I'm at, size 6 or whatever. And keeping it off, because this is a major coup. This 18 months is a major coup because it is the longest time I've kept off 35 pounds and not really gained. So my little whine about, well, I feel like things might be getting a little tight. It's like, I'm so aware of it that, I've caught it before it's gotten out of control. But so I tracked for several days, saw what I was doing, realized I really need to, I was having the best success when I was really doing very extended intermittent fasting and limiting myself to 1, maybe 2 meals a day. And so my goal is to do OMAD, pretty strict. No snacking in between, and when I get hungry, I drink. Or if I analyze, why am I hungry, or why do I feel this way? Because some of it is just, well, it's noon, and on my work calendar it says lunchtime, so that must mean I need to eat, so it's like, but am I hungry? And so I've been able to make my 1 meal a day go until about 2 p.m. and then I make it until the next day around 2 p.m. But my ultimate goal is to be able to go to like 6 p.m. And that's my 1 meal. So I'm eating dinner with my husband when he's home from work so that, we can have that family time. So OMAD, strictly, not because I thought I was doing OMAD, we'll put that in air quotes, but it really wasn't, because yes, it was 1 meal, but it was a whole lot of other crap in between, sugar-free chocolate and almonds and, and on the whole, you go, that's not really bad. And, compared to like handfuls of animal crackers, that's really good. But it stalled me, and that's not where I want to be. So I'm feeling good. I'm about a week of doing a strict OMAD, and I'm working myself up to basically 3-day fast, which I had used to do easily in the past, but I'm taking baby steps to get back to it, because I think the fasting is another thing that's going to help shake my body up and help me get to a new set point for weight. And then, I'll eat kind of normal for a little bit, like 1 to 2 meals a day, no snacking, maybe fasting 1 day a week, and then do another long fast and then kind of shake things up again. So that's really what I've learned, is that people like us who are older and have, suffered from years of yo-yo dieting, severe insulin resistance, it is not going to, these changes that we felt when we were in the beginning and we were doing it really strictly, if you stop being so strict, it's not going to be so good unless you're at a maintenance point. Then yes, play around with the carbs that, amount of carbs that you're having, and, let yourself have cheat days or whatever. But I fell into a rut where I was like, I'm feeling really happy and I was losing weight. And so I'm like, oh, I can go to the Mexican restaurant and I was having a salad, but I was having some chips. And I'm like, okay, no more chips. That's not, corn chips are definitely not keto, and I'm sabotaging myself. So once I really went back to tracking, I could really see what was going on. And so that's really what I wanted to say. I wanted to be sort of inspirational for everyone, because your experience of losing weight is not going to be the same as a 27-year-old's experience of losing weight, who's not going to have the same experience, like as a woman, a 27-year-old woman is not going to have the same experience losing weight as a 27-year-old man. It's just, we're all different. Our metabolic, resistance, our hormonal, where we are in our hormones, it's all very interlinked and intertwined. And it's a journey, and it's a journey of self-discovery, really. Keto is a journey of self-discovery where I spend a lot of time, well, not a lot of time, but I have spent a lot of time in the past. And since I've had to do this retracking, and experiencing what it's like to, say to yourself firmly, I am not eating these snacks, and I'm not eating anything until, 2 p.m. And then watch and see how your mind, how it affects you emotionally, What are your thoughts on the food? Like, it's not killing us to go 20 hours or 24 hours without food. We are, we're going to be fine. And I'm in a wonderful position that I know that at the end of that 24 hours I can eat. So it's not, but it's so very interesting, like psychologically, to think about like what are our feelings about food, and how does fasting and intermittent fasting and even the food choices. Like, I thought I was well over the state of mind where going to a Mexican restaurant, not having chips was not like a sacrifice. And yet I found myself wanting to have them. And it was so easy to go, well, you can have a couple. And I was leaving myself to a couple, but that was still more than my carb amount for the day, especially if I'm trying to lose weight. If I was not trying to lose weight, I'm golden. But I am trying to lose weight. I'm still trying to lose weight. And so I would, say to you, you can do it, keep on with it. But if you are having trouble, if you've noticed that you're stalling, start tracking again. Be really conscientious about what you're eating, and be honest about what you're eating, because half the battle in this changing our way of eating is understanding our perceptions and feelings about food, because that's why a lot of us overate, boredom, comfort, whatever, and so really dig deep into that sort of dark place within you of why food has captivated you the way it has. And I think and I'm still working on it. So, but I had sort of an epiphany the other day when I was tracking. I was like, well, I could see like almonds like 5 times in one day. And I'm like, surely I wasn't hungry those 5 separate times. And I wasn't, when I'm honest about it. I can go 24 hours, and it's really only sometimes at the 23rd hour where I'm like, I'm getting hungry. So you can do it, be kind to yourself, and realize that as you age, as you get older, it can be very difficult to lose the weight. If you are very, very overweight, you might have a lot come off very quickly, and then it's going to trail off, and you're going to have to do things, to sort of shock your system almost. You're going to have to do some, long-term intermittent fasting, maybe do some gentle walking around the neighborhood, go on, do a 2-day fast, and maybe build yourself up. My ultimate goal, and this sounds like a crazy thing to be a goal, but my ultimate goal is 2 weeks. I really think, I don't know why, if I think I'm going to have some like a religious experience or something, but I really want to do it. And that's what I'm working towards. And the beautiful thing about fasting, as I keep reminding myself, that Dr. Fung says, you're not doing something. The whole idea of fasting is you're not doing something. It's not that I have to go get anything special. I just have to not eat it. And who's in control of what goes in my mouth? Me. So I can do that. I can do that. You can do that. We will lose weight. And in my next post, I'll share some other tips with you. But until then, have a wonderful day and take care of yourself.